Remember, rent is also always, rent is always due. Remember, rent is also always, rent is always due.
Ajisan!
Ah, that feels good. Okay.
Ajisan!
So it's splitting. I'm looking at it and I don't know whether you can tell, but it is splitting. So yeah, let's just see how this is gonna go. The next step is to wet this piece of paper. Just put the lid back on there. Wet this piece of paper. And then just put it on there, honestly. Because now we're here. So, I think it's better for me. Yep, look at that. It's dripping. Ripping all of these. Big piece like that. And now strips it like that. So yeah, this is it's intriguing. This we should submerge these in water rather than spray them, but my preference is actually to spray them. So I'm just gonna cover some of the seams. Yeah. Let's just grab some water because enough is enough first. Okay, so one thing I've also noticed now is how this is becoming very fragile to hold. So it is actually drenched in water right now. Which is why I was spraying it in the first place, so that I wouldn't get to this stage. But I'm gonna see how it holds up and the integrity of the object, because at the end of the day, the glue that I'm using is not water soluble. So yeah, that's kind of like a good thing. As in, like, the glue, the original glue, the glue that I used to bind the heads together. I think I might, like, as I'm doing this, I feel like I might do a hybrid and cover some of the bits that I want to cover, honeycomb paper, like the staple bits and all of that type of stuff. Then I go in with gesso, so I don't completely do one or the other. I do a mixture of both. Like doing it with the big cardboard one, so this one is a thicker cardboard than the other one, the one that I just put gesso on. So yeah, now I'm understanding exactly what this can and can't tolerate. Okay, so the first thing, submerge the thing, just like flat and straight, you get it? Just flat and straight. Even though like I feel like there's way too much water on this. I feel like there's way too much water. So yeah, let's just get a flat side on it. So after about a day is when I'm gonna see the actual true outcome. Let's go. Alrighty then. Alright, where's exposed? Where's unexposed? Alright, let's just go for this one. After all of this is done, said and done and cured, it's gonna be white anyway, so the way it looks like now, like a little bit Frankenstein-esque, even the final form. So we got you. Okay, so now we are the phase where I have to put the paper and the glue on Ojiji-san. So, yeah man, I don't know what's gonna happen. Let's just make this happen, bro. Alright. Now, what I'm doing is just putting the paper and the glue together. So yeah. There we go. Hopefully. Alright, yeah, this one's gonna have to be real. Covered. I don't really mind, honestly. But yeah, let's see what happens. Oof. Look at this move. Come on, man. Alright. So Good gracious me. Smells. That's what I was afraid of. Hopefully, let's protect it first with this. I can tell what's gonna happen. I don't know what the water actually does when I spray it fairly, but it just makes the paper a little bit better to use. I appreciate that, so that's why. I don't know whether it does anything effective though.
Ajijisan.
I will. Damn it, Larry, baby. Everything. Look at me, myself, and I. I'm just him. Spritz the surface. Don't get too wet, of course. Good. Back here. And that'll be that. And then I'll use the other lots. So now it's for the face. I take a little bit, it's a little bit more delicate when I do it. So submerge and dap. So you never know when you're gonna need to change. Submerge and dap. See, this is the most important part. And I had enough experience so I didn't flop if I started with this. So I don't need to think too much about what I'm, doing, you know what I mean, in terms of, oh, how do I spread this? I can just use the brush, get in those nooks and crannies, put some glue on there, and make sure it just conforms. Alrighty then.
Ajijisan.
I sing rhythm and blues. I mean, in fact, even jogging. I'm trying to get paid. Take money. Money, so they like, what's this killing nation?
Ajisan.
Slow. Was, I don't know, like, yes. Made this sculpture, which is a prototype for my bronze. Wait. Give me a sec. God. You guys are alright. Interesting. So accidents was great. Disappearing and reappearing. Want to deliver in my paintings is the clear definition of everything, right? Of all of the knowable details here. So imagine this, right? I was thinking about all of like when I say impression, I mean like quite literally the impressionists. So I wanted to use symbols and ensure that they were 2D on a 2D plane. Like even with the Ojiji themselves, like for as much as I use two sides of blue to make an Ojiji, like you can't tell that it's a 3D object. It's made for a 2D plane. But when I made my 3D objects, or should I say when I make them, I want everybody to be able to see the defining features of what they look like as 3D objects. That's where like things like this come in. Like you can see how embossed it is on the face, and like when, like with the shadow, like one thing I absolutely adore is all of the shadow shapes on this, and how you see the little tiny occlusions. Occlusions is like imagine the way that it blocks the cast shadow essentially, but the very soft cast shadow, like it's a very simple way of explaining it, but the very soft cast shadow over it, so you can see it but you can't see it, and it's got all of those little defining details. And the second defining details is of course like is all of these layers. After I done the intrecciato on top of it, then I rip it away and I reveal the little textures underneath, and how how scratchy they are, or should I say how coarse they are, how much you can see within the crevices and all of these other things, and just what it reveals, right? So I wanted it to be almost like I wanted to reveal the mummification of it, honestly, because before, when it was fully mummified, I was like, this is too smooth. I was just like, this is too smooth. I need to reveal the textures. And currently I have revealed so much texture in this, and it makes it look 10 times better, because I really wanted to, what I thought I was going to do was I was going to put layers of paper on here, and all the layer of paper, the final layer of paper, would be the one with the textures on there. Unfortunately it didn't go like that way, but fortunately it did, because then I was able to say, wait, what if I cut off the top layer and I reveal it? Like I'm not sure if you're familiar with like Borrow, B-R-O-R-O, so the Japanese technique of Borrow, where you take patches, you take patches of different types of fabric, and you put them together side by side, and you stitch them together to mend the old fabric. But yeah, it's like all of this is just so like look at all, oh man, you see the reveal textures. Like I want, because one thing, 50 days I recorded the whole thing while I was on live. The process from beginning to end, it was on live. So yeah, like I've got the video up. The first part of me truly making it is episode 4 of Making a Bronze on my YouTube channel. Episode 5 will be the second part, which is the making of the head and the combining of the two objects, right? So up until the gluing process, then maybe the mummification process, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, so that's going to be on my next YouTube page. And then
Have the darkness. So what do I say? Continue to be the person that you know you can be. Continue to go after all the things that you love. Never stop. Believe that works. This is the 1st and the 15th, hosted by myself, Damadici. Let's go.
Ajisan.
Remember, rent is also always, rent is always due.